Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. Today, we're diving into the dopamine detox. It's a viral trend that promises to help us find joy again in a world that feels like it's designed to keep us hooked. Let's just start with a feeling that I think hits incredibly close to home for so many of us. This quote from a Reddit user just perfectly captures the sense of emptiness, right? Where even the things that are supposed to be fun just fall flat. It's that feeling that life has somehow lost its color.
So, yeah, why does life sometimes lose its wonder? It's a huge question, and today we're going to explore one really popular and, pretty controversial explanation. And it has everything to do with how our super modern world is clashing with our brain's ancient wiring. Okay, so first, let's really dig into that feeling, the one that drives people to even look for a reset in the first place. This is more than just being bored. It's a specific kind of modern burnout. Do any of these sound familiar? Life just feels like a blur. You're constantly doing things, but you feel more tired than you do calm. Simple pleasures, like taking a walk or just having a good chat, they just don't hit the same way anymore. It's like the whole world feels a little gray. And so you find yourself just constantly chasing these cheap, temporary fixes to feel something. So what is actually happening inside our brains to cause all this? Let's get into the science behind this trap, because I promise you, this isn't just in your head. It's deep in your neurochemistry. Okay, first things first, we have to clear something up. Dopamine gets called the feel-good molecule all the time, but that's not quite right. It's really the motivation molecule. It's that chemical that whispers in your ear, hey, do that again. That was good. It drives us to seek the reward, not just enjoy it. It's the chase. And here is where the trap snaps shut. As psychiatrist Dr. Anna Lemke explains, after you get a huge, easy hit of dopamine, like say from an hour of scrolling TikTok, your brain scrambles to find balance. And it does this by creating a dopamine dip that actually pushes you below your normal baseline. So you're left feeling anxious, irritable, and already craving that next hit. This constant cycle of high and low puts us on what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. It's like we keep chasing the next thrill, but each time, that just becomes our new normal. We need more and more intense stuff just to feel okay, let alone actually happy. You're running faster and faster, but you're not getting anywhere. And what's so wild is that our digital world is literally engineered to exploit this exact system. It is not an accident that your phone is so hard to put down. Just think about it for a second. The infinite scroll on your feed, that's the same as endlessly pulling the lever on a slot machine. You have no idea what the next swipe is going to bring. It could be nothing, or it could be the funniest thing you've ever seen. That's a classic variable reward schedule, and it's precisely what makes slot machines so addictive. It keeps us hooked, always hoping that next pull will be the jackpot. So it's no surprise that this feeling of being stuck on this digital treadmill has led to a huge viral trend promising a way out. And you've probably heard of it, the dopamine detox or dopamine fasting. The basic idea is to basically perform a factory reset on your brain's reward system. You just abstain from all these high stimulation things for a set amount of time, usually like 24 hours. And the hope is that you'll reset your brain's baseline so that the simpler things in life can feel good again. But here's the million-dollar question. Does this trend actually work? And is detox even the right word for what's happening? Let's unpack the science here, and the controversy. And that question brings us to a really crucial point, because the very name, dopamine detox, is a huge source of debate for scientists and doctors. Right, so as our sources in the medical community are quick to point out, you can't, and you really wouldn't want to, detox from dopamine. It's not a poison, it's an essential chemical that your brain needs for things like motivation, movement, even just staying alive. Getting rid of it is impossible, and it's not the goal. So the true goal, the one intended by the guy who came up with this, Dr. Cameron Sapah, isn't about messing with your dopamine levels at all. It's actually a technique from behavioral therapy, a way to cut down on your impulsive behaviors so you can get back in control of your own attention. Think of it like this. You're trying to manage your habits, not your hormones. Okay, so if a simple 24-hour detox isn't some magic bullet, what's a more realistic and, effective way to do this? Let's build a practical toolkit based on what the experts actually recommend. The whole focus here needs to shift from some short-term, all-or-nothing cleanse to a long-term strategy. The real goal is to build what one source calls sovereignty and agency, which is just a fancy way of saying you have the power to choose your actions intentionally instead of just compulsively reacting to every buzz and notification. And this is a great structured way to do it. First, you just build awareness. That's it. Just notice which habits aren't really serving you. Then you set up fasting periods where those things are off limits, but you also schedule feasting windows where you can consciously enjoy them. Then find something else to do instead. And finally, this is a cool one, practice urge surfing. Instead of fighting a craving, you just observe it. You watch it come and go like a wave without acting on it. You're not crushing the urge, you're just choosing not to obey it. And here's what that could actually look like. You could start really small, like just 1 hour with no phone before bed. Or maybe you decide Saturday is your social media fasting day. It's all about creating a structure that works for your life, one that puts you back in the driver's seat. The real secret here is to consciously trade fast dopamine for slow dopamine. Fast dopamine is that instant, easy hit that leaves you wanting more, like scrolling social media. Slow dopamine, that comes from things that take effort and patience, like reading a book, learning a skill, or having a really good conversation. They provide a much more stable and lasting kind of fulfillment. And this means you have to be willing to do something that sounds a little radical these days. Get bored. I'm serious. When you stop filling every single empty moment with stimulation, you create space. And it's in that space, in that boredom, that your real, authentic desires and new ideas can finally show up. It's where you remember what you actually want to do. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about becoming a tech-hating hermit. It's just about getting your power back. It's about making enough space for the world to feel vibrant and exciting again. So the question I want to leave you with is this. If you created just a little bit of intentional space in your day, what simple, real-world joy have you forgotten about that you could rediscover?